Hello, Joel. You came closer to the block and I thought you were a troll. Now, as I was doing some edits to the stream, I do the post-production stuff, meaning a lot of times after finish a live stream, I'll go back, watch the live stream, look for a good moment, a frame, screenshot it in. A lot of times I can find a better thumbnail than the auto select, what usually is automatic. And like change the description, add some hashtags, yeah. And I looked at the chat. I remember you went the other day. First I thought it might be one of these trolls. Then I thought, no, I didn't know what. His comments weren't that provocative. Sometimes I have a lot of trolls coming to my channel. Sometimes it's obvious that they're like overtly attacking me. Other times it's more subtle. It's like they act normal, neutral, or positive for a while, and then I can tell it's a troll. So anyway, not long from the channel. He seemed to be interested in martial arts and stuff. As we talked about before, I spend more time training martial arts than looking at it. I don't have a problem with looking at martial arts, but a lot of times if I end up looking at a clip, if that's a fight or a highlight reel or a fighter's training footage on the social media, I get inspired and I just feel like training myself. That's how a lot of my workouts start actually. It's like I'm doom scrolling it on Instagram, see some fighter training, and I get like fired up and I feel like training. And I train. I follow some fighters on Instagram. I love them. If you're into Muay Thai, I can recommend Mr. Nok Sitpon Chai. He's a Muay Thai coach who's got an Instagram. And he recently opened up a gym. And there's quite a lot of Farangs there, like Westerners. So ex-pro. And right now I don't think he's fighting anymore, I think he's coaching. Still looks in shape though, so he's doing something. Another person I follow on social media is Michael Chandler. Follow him on Instagram. I looked at his stats yesterday. I told my girlfriend, I've got a troll and people say I look like 50 pounds or something like this. That's ridiculous. I don't know what my weight is, but I'm 5'11", and I take off my shirt, look, flex, and be like, if I'm 5'11" and here's my build, it makes no sense I'll be less than 100 pounds. So yesterday, my birthday party, I was at my mom's house. They had a scale this, I took the opportunity, got curious, and I want to check my weight. It was 76.2 kilos fully dressed. So I counted as 75 kilos if I would be naked. So 75 kilos, 5'11" will be welterweight in the UFC weight class system, if I remember right. And Michael Chandler, don't forget to click the like button, by the way, that gets me know. People get blocked a lot of times to come in, leaving comments. If I can tell that they didn't click the like button. Right now it says 0 likes, which means this guy, Joey, didn't click the like button. That also annoys me. People start writing comments and don't click the like button. If you're watching on the phone, you double tap the screen. You should give a like. Anyway. I got curious about Michael Chandler. And it said he was 70 something, I think, kilos. And I thought, wow. I think I can sure dog his stats. And he looks big and heavier. I look at his training videos. Now he's got more muscle, he's a little bit short. Hey! I'm gonna have a cheat day today. Speaking of training, I was thinking earlier today at home, go buy some poison. Little poison before it's just a little bit of nasty, dirty, unhealthy ice cream. I've been doing more frequent cheat meals the last well, a month or two. I was thinking about maybe I'll go buy some ice cream and then exercise tonight, cook, and have a dessert. I'll pre-check this. This is one of few wine gums brands and types that are gluten-free. Gluten hides a lot of things. I also was looking at Tony Ferguson's Instagram, and he's got some exercise footage. I saw he did like a public workout recently. Don't know if he's gonna fight, but he looked really like limber, agile, and like fresh in his public workout. He was doing stuff with like rubber bands and doing like capoeira dancing on stage type of stuff. Like, okay, so he looks mobile, agile, the opposite of stiff and tired. So there's some of these people that pissed me off. It looked like he was posting triggers on the social media. If I had holy water, I would splash it with this joke. But it's like he's one of these people. It's another thing. BJ Penn, talk about MMA. BJ Penn has been making headlines on his own Instagram that he released and been talked about because basically people are saying that he went nuts, okay? And he's talked about people being replaced and things like this. So if he's got people making him feel bad with the behavior, that's going to give you a lot of stress. I would recommend he take some calming supplements, high dose niacinamide, and vitamin B3. Now, this is to be dependent on other people, the disclaimer, okay? Here's what I would get him to do if I was his coach. Do all kinds of stuff. You need to be as mentally healthy as possible for going through stressful things. So, lower inflammation in the body, high dose vitamin C, niacinamide, vitamin B3, omega-3 fish oil, ALA, alpha-lipoic acid, NAC, N-acetylcysteine, vitamin E, all of these high dose, meaning not like the pettiest, okay? It's like a serious amount, okay? I'm not saying too much, I'm saying serious amounts. Ashwagandha to help him stay calm, like help him be less reactive emotionally if he's got things bothering him. It can make a big difference. So, anyway, BJ Penn, back when BJ Penn was competing in the UFC, that was like the heyday when I was really into the UFC and watching a lot, like a super sports interested person. I used to watch the Tough House too, The Ultimate Fighter. And I'm not saying I would pirate them, but I'm not saying I didn't. That's a joke. But anyways, the point. Okay, I would watch the Tough House, and that was pretty interesting. When Nate Diaz was in the Tough House, and I think so this. So, also Mayhem Miller, he also has had some issues going on in like radical social media posts. And like me, he had a SWAT team come get him once. Okay. Now with me, when the SWAT team came, it was pretty uneventful. So it might have been better content if I got my ass kicked with like, it's like Gordon King, the SWAT team, they stand like in the ring at 12-6, me in the back of the head with elbow with batons or something like this. It's like, okay, it's like you could get something out of it. But it's like, it was pretty uneventful. I surrendered peacefully. It was just like, I wanted to make sure. So I hadn't been sleeping for a long time, and it's like, it's better to be paranoid than overly trusting. And I get like a phone call, somebody saying it's the cops, and they got a doctor and want to talk to me. And then they had the SWAT team outside. And I was just trying to verify, like visually, that it was cops, okay, before I just opened the door, okay, and just walk out, okay. So if somebody calls you, like, hey, make sure you don't have any weapons and not walk out the door unarmed or something like this. You want to make sure it's the cops you're dealing with, okay. So I went out the back and I looked, I saw a cop car, yada yada, and eventually I verified it was cops, and then I decided to go peacefully, and I took off. I had 2 knives on me. I took my knives off and surrendered, okay. So, but yeah, I remember Mayhem Miller had a episode where he got apprehended by a SWAT team. So, what else do we get? I'm not holding videos, means there are people that work to harass me and target me mentally and physically in different ways. And I've had to really get good at keep my composure. And like people don't understand, like if you look at my streams, and sometimes I kind of lose it and rant and then sound aggressive and things like this. It's like, well, I've been targeted for more than 10 years and I didn't get locked up yet, like in prison or psych ward. Okay, meaning I haven't. It's not just like, well, lose your temper. It's like, but if it hadn't been for God helping me to know health, fitness, mental health, fitness, truth, then applying it, I probably would have been in prison or dead by now from the told me. One way or another. So. These, if you're caring about the testosterone levels, I recommend it as part of my pro testosterone health fitness protocol. If you care about being athletic, strong, fit, healthy, athletic, you're looking to build muscle or burn fat. The reason it's so hard for a lot of men to build muscle, lose fat, get in shape, stay in shape is because they have low testosterone. And why does the average man have low testosterone? It's due to the lifestyle the average man lives. Okay, here's my opinion. Here's what I believe. I have an article sometimes when talking about this, where I found people that had like PhD titles saying the same thing that I'm saying. So sometimes I post that to kind of add some credibility to my statements. But here's the point. Using all these scented, toxic chemical hiding home cleaning products, fragranced products, can lower your testosterone. There's a men's health article on this. It's like, is your shampoo, deodorant make you soft, tired, flabby or something like this? So anyway, that's the point. And it's got a lot of info in there. So the average man is vitamin C deficient. Use all these toxic chemical hiding home cleaning products. The fragrance ones especially is like a red flag. Something to look out for. They use countertop cleaners. They use soap like this, perfumed soap, shower gel that has perfume and all these chemicals in it. So if you want to be healthier, start taking vitamin C, make sure you're not vitamin C deficient, which I believe a lot of people are, and switch as many of your fragranced hygiene home cleaning products to unfragranced ones as possible. What I use is natural apple soap. They sell it in the city actually. There's only one city in this, one store in the city that has natural apple soap, and it's I'm not pulling it the shelf, I'm pulling it through the wall. It's like it's over there. It's a foreigner store, I call it. Why do I call it foreigner store? Well, because it's owned by foreigners and they carry exotic, novel goods that typically don't find in the Swedish supermarket, like the equivalent to Walmart or something, whatever. Kind of like, it's like some Thai brand of fish sauce or something like this. So Sweden has a lot of immigrants, which means there's a market in Sweden. Let's say my wifey Wonderful came to visit me. I say, oh honey, I miss Thai fish sauce or something like this. There's a good chance that they have it up there. So, speak of Thai food, they used to have Thai food. Tjena Navid, är det bra? Ja, det är okej, tack. I'm a regular here, I've been frequent this store for years, which means I know most employees by sight and name. I'd like to, I call this a gambling corner. I like to go here and leave fashion, craft, and leave do-it-yourself gospel tracks here. A lot of times I take on these gambling slips. So it's like for playing the lottery. If that's a horses or football or hockey or whatever, they have these slips there. Sometimes I get one of them, and I do like a quick and easy do-it-yourself gospel tract. And it could be something like just writing for salvation from hell, the lake of fire, believe in Lord Jesus Christ's finished work, and then some scripture references, Romans 3:28, yada yada. It might be more interesting, like my face, you can see it in every stream at home, pretty much. This might be more interesting to Japanese people or something. Swedish corner store. They have some protein drinks there. Those Pro Puds, I've tried them before. They're not that bad. I don't care about the taste really. It's like it's something. It's a lot less. I bought 2 pair of those last time I was shopping, like big time shopping, and I had like 2 for something special, maybe 2 for $6 or something, or 4 or 5, whatever. And it's like it's easier to mix up my own protein shakes. It's good to have in the fridge. Bought 2 of those. I've decided I'm gonna start eliminating lactose out of my diet again because I can tell I'm still reacting to it. Here they have some healthier snacks. 2 big snack brands in Sweden are All W and Estrella. But as if you're going to buy potato chips like sour cream and onion, the All W and Estrella will have it. Cheese Crunch is also good. I am also awaiting a delivery, Mat Smart delivery, which is an online food company. I ordered some stuff there. So, if you're looking to get in shape, raise your testosterone, a lot of people are the reason why a lot of guys have a hard time getting in shape. They have low energy, bad athletic performance, they're out of shape, they're fat or they're skinny, and they have a hard time with the fitness goals. It boils down to low T, or the Ashman has low T. And I've boiled down like the major things: chemical toxin exposure, while being vitamin C deficient, and all this other things. So basically, I want to be healthier. Quit as many of these perfume, hygiene, home cleaning products as possible. It's like super chemical laden stuff, countertop cleaners, everything. Switch to natural alternatives such as Aleppo soap, natural Aleppo soap. And I don't sell it. You can search Amazon for natural Aleppo soap. And it's not the natural, it's like the tags that I discovered. If you want to find the type of soap that had this unperfumed, you search natural Aleppo soap, and most of what shows up will be what I would recommend it. So if you search Aleppo soap, maybe some that have perfume added to the sample. So natural Aleppo soap. And Amazon, the cheapest 3-pack I could find is at least $15. And that's like a month's supply for me for everything. I use natural Aleppo soap for cleaning my floors with bucket and mop, countertop cleaner, washing, taking showers, washing my hands, everything. Now in the city they have them for $2 a bar. Maybe not as high quality, I don't know, but I guess the job done. So a 3-pack in the city costs $6. I bought 4 of them the other day. So yeah, you want to be healthier. Stop using as many toxic chemicals as possible. You can use diluted vinegar for countertop cleaner in a spray bottle instead of like the commercial countertop cleaners. And it don't be like all or nothing. It's like all or nothing. It's like if all you do is switch this soap that you have in the sink for washing hands, and you switch that to natural Aleppo soap, but you still use the shower gels, you're getting less poison into your system per month. So supplement with vitamin C, detox your life, and also, speaking of sugar, which I'm having today, another thing, if you go on a low sugar diet, according to statistics, the average American consumes 80 plus grams of sugar per day. And it's like I have a cheat day now, then I have a lot of sugar, but on a day-to-day basis, I get less than 10 grams of sugar a day. Here they have these magazines, have comic books too, history. They have Spider-Man here. Marvel Spider-Man. It comes with a Spider-Man ball. I would love that as a kid. They have a gun magazine, which I like. Which I like. I saw a newspaper article. Well, I saw an article, something in the news recently, where they're gonna change after this shooting in Sweden. They're calling for gun control. I predicted that. It's like as soon as I heard it, I was on TikTok and I was like, yeah, you just watch. They're gonna have more gun restrictions now. If it's caused them or not, a lot of these mass violence events are caused by Illuminati. Proper action solution. And if not, don't let a good crisis go to waste. So if that was like an organic thing, there's a lone gunman doing it, they're still capitalizing on it to push for gun control. So in Sweden, it's already super hard to have guns. It's like hunters. But hunters have been able to get a license for a semi-auto AR-15. And I think it's a 10-round magnum or 5 or something like this. And also like sport shooters. And now they're calling for, like they're all going to be forced. You have to turn it into the cops if you have it. Like a license, if you're a hunter, you're going to AR-15 or a sport shooter, like compete in some kind of shooting sport. You have to hand it in, and it's going to be donated to the Ukrainians. So they have a fishing magazine. Yeah, so let's not get too carried away here. Oh, they actually have these that I like to use. Now I ordered some dishwashing tablets online, so. Here they have sprinkles and stuff, 350 grams. Chocolate. 32 pounds. Get one of these too. Let's do that do-it-yourself gospel track. Most Swedes understand English well enough. All right, for salvation from hell, believe in Jesus, his finished work. C 1 4 15 3 to 4 F 2 8 to 9 Acts 16 30 31 Rome, short for Romans 3 23 to 26. Christ died for your sins, and I'm underlining the word sins, was buried and rose again. Here you go. Simple do-it-yourself portrait. I've thought about getting a printer and printing down my own do-it-yourself portraits at home, but this is not. Somebody sees this, takes it home, Google search this, find the verses, put it here, put the pen here, so if somebody's gonna play, they might be attracted by the pen and pull it out and they see that. I like to call this the real winning numbers. Okay. Watch the little man, though he gained the whole world and lose his soul. So it's like, you're better off believing the gospel than winning the lottery and ending up dying without him believing the gospel. Now that's not the best I could do. It's kind of like skeleton gospel tract. Okay, a skeleton gospel tract. Like, it gets the job done, okay. That could be even better. So, hej.
Tjena! Hur är det?
Det är bra tack. Har du fått in det här Kapten Mini Mint? Sist jag frågade var det slut på dem.
Nej, jag var den stora i...
Okej, nej tack, då är det bra.
Det får det vara.
Ja.
Jag hoppas han beställt, så kommer det på
Ja.
torsdag i sådana fall. En 200.
Yes. Sådär, tackar. Nej tack, det är bra. Hej då. Detsamma. Okej. Såna. Look both ways for the cross the street. They have a pizzeria here. There's a beautiful black woman walking over there. I'm not being inappropriate. You can give people compliments. Now you don't hit on strangers because it might be somebody's girlfriend. And then also I have a girlfriend. Hey.
Hej.
This is the fashion store. Me when I'm out in public, I'm a handsome, fit guy in disguise, okay? I'm dressed like a Russian doll. So this is the said foreign store I talked about before. And they have things that, they have like foreign goods, okay? It's like Thai fish sauce. And they're like the same brands that you can buy in Thailand. Here, for example, they have things like this. Thailand's #1 seasoning brand, it says. Pad Thai sauce. Here they have a squid brand fish sauce. Coconut milk. I bought this before. I have coconut milk in cans at home. Here they have noodles and stuff. There's my girlfriend eating noodles there. Look like it. It's a joke. Wow, this has a cool design on it. I have shrimp. Big shrimp, giant shrimp. I bought this before. They have honey with the honeycomb. Now this is kind of imitation honey because it's mostly fructose. Fructose glucose syrup 74%. Honeycomb 17%, honey 19%. Eat thou honey for it is sweet. Receive a Bible verse. Eat honey for it is sweet. And also there's another verse about don't eat too much. And there's also a Bible verse about consider the word of God is sweet as honey to my taste. And something like that. They have watermelon. $2.5 per kilo. Here's the natural apple soap. This is the only CD to my knowledge that covers it. I bought 4 of these less than a week ago. And 3 last me a whole month for everything. Showering, washing hands, countertop cleaning, washing floors with a bucket a month. So on and so forth. They have all kinds of stuff there. Things that you might not find in a Swedish store. They have cakes and stuff. Now it's gluten free. So even on sheep crates, I don't have anything to do. This is $4.5 for that whole. Oh, okay, there you go. This is $4.5. This is $4. I bought this coffee before, it's not bad. A budget brand. They have teas and stuff. Sriracha hot chili sauce. Dates. They have dates. Olive oil. They have produce. Hi. Have produce. They have like walk-in produce here. I bought coconuts. They had coconuts before. Now they might be out of season. I don't know. But they used to have coconuts back here. I bought one of them and used it for air gun ammo testing actually. And with the H&N Hornet for these Numerex. No, Crossman Vigilante air gun. It could actually penetrate the coconut shell with the right type of ammo and everything lubed up and then cleaned right. It can actually penetrate coconut. They have chilies here. Wow, this is not bad. One bag, 25 crowns. I think I might buy these. 1 bag 25. Paprika 5 pounds. I saw the Drogon podcast. He had a fighter on, and I already know that part of water retention, absorption, retention is like carbohydrates. So me eating once a day and eating a low carb diet, one of the issues I've had is like being dehydrated. Okay, so if you get on a keto diet, hydration is key, that you like get good at knowing how to hydrate and things like that. Now a fact that I didn't know, like a specific fact that it said, it's like right after you've been exercising, cardio, sweating, it's like 40 minutes after. It's like a window where your body really like soaks up and carbs and things like this. So I'm thinking I might train today, and then exercise, break a sweat, and then head a dessert. Now I'm gonna get some what I call meadow mushrooms, I think they call champignons in Swedish. These are sliced already. What is my whole ones? They have water left. Hej.
Hej.
Jag börjar på så jag har ryggsäck med mig.
Okej.
Ja, jag ska titta borta bara om du har
Ja.
något kvar här. They have drinks and stuff. Yeah. Also like no other stuff. See, they have Coke in the Coke can, like in glass. See, they have Coca-Cola in like glass Coca-Cola. Yeah. Now this is, yeah, it is true Coca-Cola. Wow. I actually saw somebody post on a group on Facebook. It's like one of these groups, kind of like Facebook news and events or something like this. And somebody's like, is there anybody that knows where you can get a hold of where you can find Coca-Cola in a can? So, now I know. Lemon lime. Sprite.
Angun. هذا احنا داخل والله اللي جيت خلص الاسماك اي والله
Och du sa att du behövde inte ha på sig med 150 kronor. Men det
انا عندي كثير
här, den är inte honung, den är handgång.
Ja. Ja, det är lite honung och lite socker och grejer. Men det är... Ja.
I systemet den heter handgång.
Ja.
Sorry, det var mitt fel. Glömde det. Nu med kalkyl.
Ja.
Sådär. Och här har du
Tackar.
Varsågod.
Okej, ha det bra.
Detsamma.
Tack.
Hej då.
Hej. All right. I just I checked Messenger and I saw that we had said goodnight to me. I'm going to bed, so. And I sent her a link to this stream to see if she comes in and says goodnight. It's pretty beautiful here. I'm gonna check my bank app. I'll be right back. And I am back. I'm gonna buy a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. When I'm at home, I roll my own cigarettes. I make hand-rolled cigarettes. Now they look too similar to like joints that people roll because I use the brown rolling paper. So when out in public, I buy cigarettes and like commercial ones, so it looks less weird. Okay, I don't use drugs. I even quit. I'm a teetotaler. Understand? I don't use drugs, and I even quit drinking alcohol 100%. I'm close to 4 months now without drinking alcohol. Great success. I will leave. And not only is it good to have commercial cigarettes at home, but in case the SWAT team comes back to get me and put me in the psych ward, I have cigarettes. Last time there was a guy, I'm not gonna like name names or something, it's sensitive, like if somebody saw me in there, maybe I was like a guy that didn't want people to know that I had been in there. There was a guy in there that I bummed the cigarette off. Actually several. Okay, so like in the morning, I had a nicotine withdrawal, and there's a guy who was sitting like holding a pack of cigarettes or something, and I like walked up and asked him, hey, could I bum a cigarette off you? And it's like, if and when I get a hold of my own, I can give it back to you. And he gave me a few cigarettes, and I gave it back to him later. So, Stephen Anderson is another Christian that's been put in the psych ward. What they don't like about me is, despite I'm a total individual, I never have fear. I'm fearless. Like 90% of the time, it means I'm fearless. And on the rare occasion, like I haven't slept for 2 days, had too much coffee, like extreme time. If I have like a little bit of fear, I have courage. But they want me to be scared when I'm out in public, and they're failing at that. Meaning I have, and I can tell sometimes the skits when I'm out in public that the program does. I can tell that they're trying to scare me or something like this. But it doesn't work. It gets me annoyed sometimes, angry, but I don't have fear. I've overcome that. Perfect not cast it out fear. Fear has torment. You didn't fear this not make perfect love, but Christian growth this year. For the price tag for this, I could, instead of buying cigarettes, buy more goods. I'm gonna ask if I can see any. Now on the top is Stephen Anderson. I agree with him on more things than I don't agree with him on. But I'm not gonna compromise, okay? So it's not like, well, this guy is right on some things. Stephen Anderson is a heretic. Stephen Anderson, what is his heresy? Okay, he teaches the reprobate heresy, meaning he teaches that some people cannot get saved, they pass a point and overturn spiritually, and he teaches that gays and now the truth is all people are reprobates. If we read Romans chapter 1, that's talk about humanity, sinfulness. Okay, so there's people that teach this heresy that some people are extra bad, wicked sinners, that are reprobates, and they rest the meaning of reprobate to say that it means unsavable. Okay, lost and unsavable, extra bad. Hello, honey. Honey, I'm gonna sleep now. Enjoy with the time. Okay, babe. If you want, you can drop a link in the chat to your video. I'm in the supermarket shopping, in the corner store. And I bought ice cream and Coca-Cola and Sprite and for my cheat day. After I come home, I think I will cook food, eat this dessert. Okay, cook, exercise, cook, and have dessert. I'm gonna ask her how much this costs. I don't see any markings. Thank you, babe. Hej.
Hej!
Kan du kolla vad den kostar? Det satt ingen klisterlapp där.
Absolut.
Okej. Så det chans. If you want, you can wait for me until I come home, and I can call you a message and say goodnight to you. Or if you're tired, you can sleep. Up to you, honey. I will be home, God willing, less than 10 minutes. Tackar. Det hade slutat här påsar. Har du den där? Ja, okej. Ja, sådär då. Ha det bra du. Hej. I need to sleep and turn off the lights now. Okay, babe. I think where you are now, it's midnight or after midnight. Love you. Love you too, babe. Good night, honey. It's pretty beautiful here. At least what God made. This house is not really visually appealing. It's not that beautiful. That's a little bit better. free shoe wash. It's happened a few times, especially if I take a shortcut, like walk across the lawn. I stepped in dog shit or catch it. Shit from my shoes. It's a cool car, Japanese car, Suzuki X90. After I come home, I will engage in standard post-homecoming operating procedures, which include but not limited to rinse my mouth out with salt water, rinse my sinuses out with salt water, take off the top layer of clothing, and do a head-only shower, like kind of shoulders up, neck up, to remove any allergenic particles which may or may not have deposited upon my skin. Hey. Hey, Lord Chill. How you doing? Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're watching on your phone, double tap the screen. You should hit the like there. There's a pet peeve. I don't like it when I can tell, like, people coming by the comments, even if they comment in of themselves what they write is annoying. It's like one of those things, a pet peeve. People don't understand. There's a lot of work that's involved in making YouTube videos. Now you would know if you're the real guy, not somebody pretending to be the guy. I also guessed on his stream the other day. It's like it's not. It's like it's some work. So I actually work for free. There's some pastors that have a job to spend an hour a week or every 2 weeks, every other weeks, to spend an hour talking doctrine. And I do that like 3 hours a week unpaid. See? That job, that work, is like work. I spend like 3 hours, like 6 hours a day making content. A lot of it is valuable. Entertainment value, information, teaching, free health fitness coaching. So on and so forth. How do you feel about Israel? Well, I'm a Christian, so I'm pro-Jew, but I'm not pro-Jews' sin. Okay, so I'm a Christian, which means I'm pro-Israel. Okay, meaning I'm for the nation of Israel. I support the nation of Israel. Now that doesn't mean, like some people are evangelicals go too far, and you don't want to be like this. You don't want to be like, well, the Jews can do no wrong. Okay, anytime there's something about in the news, the Jews doing something, it's like, well, they're doing the right. So I'm pro-Israel, anti-sin, which means if a Jew is doing something evil with the nation of Israel, I would be against that. Okay. So I'm for Israel against sin in any person. God is not a respecter of persons.
which means if you're a Jew or Gentile, God is not okay with your sin. God's not okay with my sin or Jews' sin. There's another error of Stephen Anderson's ministry, which I talked about before. It's an anti-Semite. So here are some errors of Stephen Anderson. He teaches the reprobate heresy, which means that he teaches that there's some people that are extra bad, unsavable. Okay, so he rests the word reprobate in Romans to mean, well, it means can't get saved, which is not the truth. Reprobate applies to all lost people, Gentile nations, lost people. Which is why Romans chapter 1-4 is like God's gospel tract, in effect. It has conviction verses, warn about wrath to come, and talk about the through faith in his blood, redemption. For by grace are you saved through faith, and then it says, for all the sin control of God. So anyway, Stephen Anderson is anti-Semitical. He's an anti-Semite. He teaches reprobate heresy. He teaches gays can't get saved. And I don't think it's only gays, but it's like if somebody's super evil, they're a reprobate, okay? And that's caught on, okay? That the reprobate heresy. Reprobate means reject. I made a video. Maybe I have to teach that again, because a lot of Christian teachers get that wrong. So reprobate in Romans, reprobate means rejected, okay? So, but if thou do that which is well, shalt thou not be accepted. God spoke to Abel and Cain. Abel was accepted. Cain was what? Rejected. See? Which means he'll be reprobate. He has to, God can't accept. A reprobate silver shall the men call them, for the Lord hath rejected them. See? For the Lord hath rejected them. So, is there any lost person God accepts them? No. God rejects all lost sinners. You have to do what God tells you to do, and now you expect it. If you do that which is right, will that not be accepted? See? And he had respect unto Abel, but unto Cain he had not respect. So Abel is a saved man. He's a type of a saved man. Cain is a type of a lost person. So God can't have nearness with sin. He rejects sinners out of his presence. See? So to go to heaven, you have to be sinless. See? Which is why you need to trust the gospel. God counts you as sinless. He counts you as perfect. So the true meaning of reprobate, I can see it in scripture, and I can understand it. So reprobate means rejected. God has rejected all lost people. You can't accept sinners. You have to believe the gospel, be accepted. Okay. So reprobate doesn't mean extra bad lost person and unsavable. All lost people. God picked one nation, the chosen people. If I go on a dating site, look for a wife, and I look and I go, this is who I want for my wife. Okay, I'm thereby rejecting all other available options. Choosing one thing only means you reject any other available option. God picked one people, chose the Jews. So the Jews were God's chosen people, accepted by God as his people. And all nations are Gentile nations, reprobate nations, Sweden, and others. So Stephen Anderson, anti-Semite. What more is his heresy? The reprobate heresy. And I would say the most severe heresy, or like top 3 at least, would be corrupt that the gospel is in the spirit. So, how do you feel about Israel? I don't care too much about the feelings. Notice how I go to the facts and like, here's my opinion. Because my feelings could change from day to day. Okay, maybe if I have a friend who's a Jew and I argue with him, my feelings would be less positive towards the Jews that day or something like this. Okay, so the issue is not my feelings, the issue is what the truth is. So, I didn't get blocked, so good luck there. Well, congratulations rather, okay. There's a prize, okay, there should be a prize. So people have been subscribed to me and left comments on of my streams for a week and didn't get blocked. There should be some kind of prize. We'll see if you survive the great Mike SAHA channel purgers. Okay, and now it's happened a few times where I block somebody, and in hindsight I go, it's like, oh, I blocked them too soon, but I gotta protect my mental health. I've been harassed. I'm a tornado videos Mrs. People are cyberstalkers that have a job to harass me online, and I have enough on my. Don't you think I got enough bullshit on my mind? Okay, I have enough bullcrap on my mind. Okay, so it's like. Even people like Rogan would say, don't check any comments, even the positive ones are bad for you mentally. Okay. Now, how I do it now, I go live with restrictions, which means people need to have been subscribed to me for a certain amount of time to be able to comment. Sometimes I turn off completely. But here's the point. I'd rather be too quick to block people than not too late. Okay. So then it's like one of these necessary evils kind of. But part of what I do is there is some value to having the comments open. Now, a lot of times when I do streams, I feel like it was not worth it. But it's like I got trolled by 30 people and it really pissed me off, and I kind of got mad and things like this. So MMA, okay, hello. Yeah, so how do you feel about Israel? My feelings are not as important as what the truth is. So boiling it down for you, I have a tendency, my public speaker, I thought about this room for improvement, where it's like economy of words, okay? Where sometimes I get overly verbose. I take like 3 hours talking about something I could get 73 minutes. But anyway, that's the point. So how do you feel about Israel? Okay. So I'm changing your comment, okay? Is I'm doing eisegesis. I'm reading it as what do you think about Israel? Well, they are the chosen people. They're God's chosen people. Okay, God didn't pick the heathen nation of Sweden as his people, the Vikings and the moonstones and worshipping false gods and things like this. He didn't pick the Chinese. He didn't pick the Indians with the Buddha and Hindu and Hare Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Bing Bong, Dalarapa, Bing Bong, or whatever. Okay, you know the guys. Okay, Bing Bing, Barapa, Bing Bong, Bing Bong, Bong Bong Bong. Okay, that's what it is to say. Okay, God picked the Jews. So a Christian should be pro-Jew. Now, some people take it too far because the Christian evangelicals, most Christians, America and Sweden, would be like pro-Israel. Now, a lot of people take it too far. Where it's kind of like, I don't know, let's say Israel did something that's like objective verifiable, it's a bad thing to do. Maybe see, okay, and they're like, well, it's like the Israel, they can do no wrong, and they can do wrong. And God is not a respecter of persons. So you see how God dealt with the Jews about their sins. He didn't mince words. And sin hurts a person, okay, and others. So God is not accepting sin in Jews, Gentiles, no matter what. God is not a respecter of persons. Doesn't matter if you're a Jew. You don't go to heaven based on being a Jew alone. Okay? See? So Jews are sinners, as everybody is. They have to believe the gospel to get saved. And they can do wrong, okay? So I'm generally pro-Jew, but I'm against bad things done by anybody, including a Jew, and myself, okay? Of course. So a Christian should be pro-Israel, but not take it too far and be like, I don't know, let's say if Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu does a press conference, we're going to kill every child in Iran or something like this. We're gonna go there and like kill all the children so they don't have any soldiers next generation, something like this. I'd be like, that's evil, okay? This guy is evil. He's doing wrong, okay? See? But he shouldn't be like, well, he's a Jew, can't do no wrong. It's the nation of Israel. He's saying want to do that, can do no wrong. They can't do wrong, okay? So it's like a balance, okay? Pro-Jew, yes, but not like anything a Jew does, they can do no wrong, okay? I'm always citing, put it like this. I'm a Christian. And I'm against America having invaded Iraq and Afghanistan post 9/11, because I believe that 9/11 was an inside job, and the deep state that controlled America planned this in advance and pulled it off. Like, we want to take freedoms, make America more draconian, take freedoms away from Americans, and maybe some possibly other reasons like pumping oil out of Iraq or something like this. So it's like for bad reasons, an unjust war fighting. Okay, fighting's unjust wars. It's unjust. Okay, and God is not, and some people are like American Christians, they hear me talk about that and rant about the evils of the U.S. Army wars, might be like, oh, well, but these guys are Muslims or something like this. Yeah, okay, being a Muslim doesn't give somebody the right to kill somebody. And God is for self-defense of nations and countries, nations and individuals and families, which means if you think like nano, micro, macro, grand scale, it's like God is for, I live in a city, let's say I became like a homeless crack addict, and start like burglarizing people's homes and like break through a window and gonna take somebody's TV. God will be for the Muslim that owns this house killing me, like using self-defense to defend his property, his home. because I violate his boundaries. I get through his door into his house and like occupy this space now and gotta steal from him. And I didn't have a just cause. I didn't have a reason. I'm not like a cop in the warrant or whatever. A firefighter break down dogs is a fire or something like this. I don't have the authority to do that. So they would be wrong. And God would be for self-defense of the Muslim against a Christian man doing something wrong. See? And the same thing applies to the country. So even if Iraq and Afghanistan are predominantly Muslims, and they have the Taliban and things like this, Al-Qaeda, the Arabs, okay, yeah, whatever. So I forgot the other thing. So here's the thing. Yeah, thanks for the like, Joey. So here's the point. The Arabs, the Arabs and the Mexicans, the Arab, America, the Arabs, okay, yeah, America, okay, yeah. So I support, yeah, and it's like I support. And it's like, oh, Mike, why do you care about America? Live in Sweden. Yeah, what happens in America affects the whole country of Sweden. And most of the gang stalks work to destroy my life are from America. It's like most of the cyber stalkers are Americans work for the gang stalking program. Pardon me. Okay. And 9/11 changed the whole world. See? And in one way it changes Sweden. If America has another war, Sweden has more refugees. Now that's also the people around this country that they let in too many people. I'm not a racist, okay? But if you listen to some of my jokes, you might think so, because we're kind of like racial humor. I kind of have fun with that. But here's the point. When America, when there's like war somewhere, we have a lot of Somalian immigrants in Sweden, for example. I'm not against Somalians, but it's like mass immigration where Sweden has been taking too many refugees and immigrants from different countries. A lot of times from war zones, since it is. So if there's a war somewhere, Sweden will have a lot more immigrants. And a big part of the crime wave in Sweden is immigration, okay? And I'm not afraid to say it. Now, I'm not a racist, like I'm bad. It's not that the crime rate being connected to immigration numbers, like mass immigration, is that it's a gene in non-Swedish people that makes them do bad things. It's a variety of factors. Like, for example, you move to a country where you don't have like roots, multi-generational roots, okay? You don't have like family here. It can be hard to integrate. You might be coming from a war zone. And there's something I call the vacation effect, psychologically. Meaning, Swedes that go to Thailand are more like maybe see a hooker or do drugs or something like this. Because they're in another country. And it's like, basically, this is period. People that go on vacation somewhere are more likely to act in a way they wouldn't normally. I call it a vacation effect. Like, try drugs or do something they normally wouldn't do in Sweden. Because it's a new country, people don't recognize, don't have roots in this nation, so there's different factors. So how does immigration lead to more crime? Well, also you have like low income people a lot of times. And they grow up in ghettos where it's like they put all the foreigners in like the same neighborhoods. And it could be like there's some guys and they are criminals and the younger guys see them and like, well, they got like expensive clothes and stuff. And okay. And it might be hard for these teenagers to get a job, but they see like the bigger guys that have like a car or whatever that's flashy. And so also if you concentrate immigrants to the same neighborhood, so since an immigrant has hard time to get a job, they will like to turn to crime. And if you have an area with a lot of criminals, that rubs off on other people. So there's so many variables and factors that come into play there. So basically, because I say that immigration leads to more crime in Sweden, the way that Sweden has done immigration doesn't mean that I'm saying that it's a gene in like black people or Iraqis or something that makes them more likely to produce crimes, okay? Like if I would move to, I don't know, Russia and live in a ghetto and like have a hard time getting a job, I'm more likely to maybe turn to crime, just statistically, than if I live in a country where I have more roots and things like this. Also, it's like the roots. Whereas like if I live in a country, you have like grown up in Sweden with the culture, and you have relatives and then people and friends that live in Sweden, so you have more like it's my country. You might be less likely to do something bad against your own country because it's been your country since you were born and things like this. It's like patriotism kind of thing. So here's the point. Yeah, whatever. I have a Jewish friend. I haven't talked to him for a while. Edward, the trash talker. You can search my channel. We've had our issues. Okay, now he's more than a friend. I think he might be a brother. I count him as a brother. I've asked him before, unless he's lying to me, he's a saved man. So I preached the gospel to him, and from what he said, told me, it sounds like he's saved. Okay, unless he's lying. So I've taken a break from him for a while. I did that before. I can have a high degree of grace, long-suffering, and forgiveness if it's like organic, like scrollless. Meaning, I myself know that I oftentimes lose my temper and do something that kind of bothers somebody I know would be like, okay, I need swings in the head and something like this. I have to play that. Now, for example, my point is this. I could deal with a lot for somebody like a friend and worthwhile if like they have like idiosyncrasies and like maybe they do something about me the wrong way. It's like they talk too loud and it annoys me or something. But the difference is it's non-compatible. If somebody is targeting me and irking me on purpose for the gang stalking program, that's irreconcilable. That's non-negotiable. Okay. So somebody who's like organically got some things that irk me, right or wrong, their behavior, they offend me somehow. I can deal with a lot of that with somebody's like a friend, and I build the friendship and give second and third chances. The issue is if somebody is doing it for the gang stalking persecution program I'm talking with, that's non-negotiable. So some of Ed's behavior has kind of looked similar to what I've seen from people that have been recruited by the program to target me. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to take a break for him. We'll see if I talk to him again or not. Big part of the gang stalk is gaslighting, lies basically. So I'm a target with gang stalking, government gang stalking individuals, and a big part of the targeting is narcissistic dog abuse tactics, meaning psychological harassment and people being told to show up where you are out in public. So I get stalked in real life and online, and a lot of the psychological targeting is what's called narcissistic dog abuse tactics, and there's also physical attacks. Which makes the psychological stuff look like a piece of cake. It's not, okay? You shouldn't minimize it. But it's like, if you like already, it's like the psychological stuff is enough. Once it's like a new level, a new normal, where sometimes the person attacks you physically, now it pales in comparison, looking back at like when it wasn't like that. So what is the point? Like I said, I'm going to be engaging in some stand-up post-homecoming procedures, which include, but not limited to taking off my, stripping off the top of their clothing. Gonna give you guys a lap dance now. That's a joke. Okay, like a striptease. Like I have a pole that I get in here. I'm gonna be twerking on it. That's a joke. And why do I do this? Well, because I have allergies and I'm a target video, so I dress in multiple layers. And I probably would be doing some of these things even if I was a target because I have allergies. Now the question is if I would have allergies if I was a target video. It was after many years of intense targeting with this gang stalking when I got allergies. Possibly not just the stress and the vitamin depletion affecting your health, and but also intermittent toxic chemical exposure, like the program attacks you with chemical poisons intermittently and can be food poisoning and things like this. The stress alone makes it more likely that you develop allergies. Now, the program will also poison targets and attack with chemicals in different ways. So anyway, that's the point. Before I figure out the need for a covert entry denial system, and I figure out a way to get that fixed. I don't know how many times here in my home I contaminate my mouth with toxic chemicals and poison and things like this. Anyway, that's the point. Yeah, so I have allergies. So after I come home, it's like there's perfume in the air. There's pollen. Okay, it's not just like a gas. It gets all things. But since I have allergies to perfume and chemical, not it's not like if I smell whipped perfume, it's not like getting taste and I fall down the floor and crying and like having seizures. But it's just it's not in there, okay, for sure. Nice point. Nice point. Yeah, I get stuff on my skin. So part of my SAHA homecoming post homecoming opera procedures is to take off the top of your clothing at least, and do a shower head over shower, and do a nasal rinse and mouthwash. So what I have here is homemade salt water, and this is pretty simple to make. It's salt in a glass bottle and add boiling water. Okay. Now you don't use it right away, obviously, because you burn yourself. But yeah, so I use that both for nasal rinse and mouthwash. Okay, so you gotta get this one. Anyway, you're not blocked, Joe, and this guy, Chill. He's not blocked either at this point. I don't get your hopes up. Okay. It's more like this is a lot of time until this over sets me off. And if you're lucky, I go to your channel after that, and I'm blocked if I feel you didn't give me some first by his support. You gotta do the head only shower now. Like in the summer, it takes longer for the hot water to get up. Meaning, in the winter half of the year, if I put it on the hardest and max, if it's the faucet of it, in less than 60 seconds, it's like piping hot, okay? Now, in the summertime when the weather is fine, you got women on your mind. In the summertime when the weather is fine, you can drink and drive, you can do what you like. Don't drink and drive, people. That might actually be the only lyrics. Sometimes I don't know what the lyrics are, I can make up my own lyrics. Okay, sometimes I know what they are and I change the lyrics on purpose anyway. That's the point. Okay, so, yeah. So, where have I go with this? Yeah, in the summertime it takes around 90 seconds. Okay, 90 seconds or more, like close to 2 minutes, from turning on the water on the hardest heat setting and max until you have more water coming out of it. Lukewarm before that. I would that was hot or cold, but because that was neither hot nor cold, I would squeeze it out of my mouth. Notice if you know the Bible like I do, you have Bible verses are playing in your mind, being triggered by everyday life. Where it's like, I'm doing something about water temperature. I know a verse about temperature. See? It's like, look at birds. It could be a bird. Okay, oh, that I had wings, it could fly away or something. So you understand? You see things you don't have scripture, it will trigger remembrance of it. And sometimes I do this. If I have a verse that comes to mind, later on I go like, what was the verse I was thinking about? And type it in. Google, find the actual verse, click in context. Sometimes go to the 4th chapter. So, I pulled my birthday stream. It was a pretty popular stream. I might put it back again. There's some parts I might want to put like bleep over, put some music over so you can't hear what I'm saying at some parts of it. So put it back. We'll see. This is natural leprosy, which I talked about before. I use it in the shower, I got one in the sink, I have one in the kitchen, I use it for everything. Showering, hand washing, countertop cleaning, floor cleaning, well, everything. I don't use it in the washing machine, I use bicarb and vinegar. Bicarb in conjunction with vinegar. So, softener, perfumed chemical products, soaps, all this stuff. Like overexposure to this, and it's an organism made in any exposure is over. Well, here's the point: overexposure to these things can lower your testosterone. which means my recommendation still to people want to be healthier, men and women, replace as many of your scented hygiene hygienic products as possible with unscented alternatives. Or, if it's really important for you to smell, I guess you could find something that like scented is a natural smell. Like maybe you would dry lavender leaves and then they pour it and bake them with soap somehow. But it's not like a super like a chemical or anything like that. So here's the thing. Replace as many hygiene home cleaning products as possible with non-scented alternatives. And if all you do is change one of your products, that makes a difference. Like if you use Head and Shoulders, whatever you use that's scented, it has all these chemicals in it other than the scent. And you have a scented hand washing soap in the sink has all these chemicals in it. If you would switch just one of these things to natural liquid soap, you'd be getting less toxic chemical exposure per day per month. Okay? I'm gonna do the head only shake, not shake, shower. I wear earplugs, and something that I do also on a near daily basis is to use the shower to clean up my ears. And then afterwards dry it out with toothpick. You don't want to, since I wear earplugs like 24/7, you can get an ear infection just let it down scattered. Now, I ordered on Temu a cool gadget, see if it works or not. And it's like a camera, it's like one of these ear cleaner spoons with a camera on it. You can connect to your smartphone so I can look in the ear and like really clean it well. I ordered one of those from Temu. We'll see if it works. Alrighty. Okay. This is my nasal monitor. I have a new one that's still in the box that it arrived in. The package looked damaged in a way that doesn't look natural, which means I suspect it could have been tampered with by the program, and there's a need for more exhaustive decom procedures. It's short for decontamination. Okay, so it's just a point. Okay, included but not limited to using an ozone generator, vinegar being sprayed on it, dry down and things like this, and all kinds of stuff. So this is the old one, and you can tell why I ordered a new one, I guess, because it's cracked here. And here's, I needed to improvise this. I use this daily, helps with the allergies. This is a nasal monitor, and it's been used so much that this, like the logo on it, has rubbed off. And this is like the syringes that No Chill uses to inject his buttocks to make his neck grow huge and his biceps, okay, possibly. And he's unsuspected. I suspect him of not being a natty, okay? He's on the list. I was up on a panel with him, and he's got a suspiciously deep voice, which is a sign of high testosterone. Secondly, just his look is like he's just got the look of a guy's got a lot of testosterone. That's not a compliment, okay? But I'm just saying you're suspected. I would be surprised you're on TOT. Now, also, it looks like a young man, maybe in his 20s. So, if he's got good genetics for high T and hasn't been living the average man's lifestyle long enough to like push down his T levels with like a high sugar diet daily for years and years and many years of shampoo use and this and that, the other thing, and exercise, and possibly that could be it. Now, here's the point. My point is this. The nasal monoject here. This is instead of a netted pot, this is better than a netted pot. So netted pot, it looks like what you water the flowers, what you put in here and then you tilt it. This, you can control the pressure. It looks like a syringe or a needle. And you put the plunger, draw up liquid, and then you push on the plunger and it shoots the salt water up here. So it's very good. I recommend it for people with allergies. And it doesn't have to be this branch, it's the same thing. And I use salt water. So this is also part of standard post-homecoming operating procedures. There you go. And then you can either fill it by filling a cap and then drawing it up. I like to fill it from here. So I plug the tip with the finger and do it like this. And it's cracked. So the first thing that started happening was this will come off, the rubber seal, and get caught in here as I retract it. And then I figured out I cut this off with a knife. It tapers to a finer, incrementally finer point. So I cut it off, which means the opening is big enough for me to like clear the jam with this ramrod here. So I use this metal straw to push it in there when that malfunction happens. Meaning this gets caught here. As I retract the plunger, this rubber seal gets caught in there sometimes. Then I have this, okay? This happens here. And then push it, and you gotta wiggle it to get it right angle, then push it, and I can get this black seal, the rubber seal back again, and then fit it, and then use it again. So we'll see if it comes off this time around. You can see it's cracked there, so yeah, it was time to buy a new one. That's how it works. Yeah, so close to 4 months of alcohol now. This is not alcohol, this is a rum bottle. It's just a liter bottle glass for the salt water. Here's the point. Yeah, close to 4 months without drinking, I drop alcohol. And I'm going for a full year. So I didn't quit. If you talk about you quit drinking and how long it's been, you sound like an alcoholic, like somebody who used to be an alcoholic and doing AA or something like this. I'm aware of that. Like you give that. Like if you go, yeah, I quit drinking 100%, close to 4 months now. You sound like people, maybe the guy was an alcoholic. Typically, people that talk about that are people that have been alcoholics and they quit because they were alcoholics. Nice support. I entered into a covenant with my mother, which is why I quit drinking. So, which means basically I made a promise, okay? I made a deal with her. So, my mother's a Christian, and she gave me this for my birthday, okay? So, my mother's a Christian. She's one of few Christians I know in real life, okay? So not only is she my mother, She's my child, because I have begotten her with the gospel, and my sister. So it's complicated. Okay, my mom is my mom, my sister in Christ, which means another Christian. If you're a Christian, other Christians, men and women, are your brother and sister. Okay, so in Christ, so spiritually they're your brothers. So my mom is my mother, my daughter. I have begotten thee with the gospel. See, so I won her to the Lord, which means more or less I'm like a spiritual father in a sense. Now that God is the ultimate one, but it's a Bible verse. I'm not really dogmatic with this. I have a vague recollection. There's a verse about it's like somebody that won others to Christ. Now he still talked to them after he won them to the Lord with the gospel, helped them get saved, preach the gospel. Like he's calling them his children now. Now, in a sense, too, any pastor, even if the pastor didn't win you to Christ, he is like a father of sorts to you. Now, here's the point. And treat them as fathers. So, well, here's the point. Here's the point. So, yeah, my mom is a Christian, and she was kind of like asking now and then, why don't you quit drinking, Mike? It's not good for you to drink, why don't you quit drinking? And she'll be like constantly bring that up with me, like on and off. Like, I'd like you to quit drinking. It's not good, okay? And I really like, oh, yeah, I like drinking all that, and I don't feel like I really want to quit. And then she made me an offer I could refuse, like that mob. I could, but she sweetened the deal, so I felt kind of like, come on, dude, it's the right thing to do. She went like, well, if you promise to, if you agree to quit alcohol 100% for a full year, I'll save up for something and buy something for you. That something that you like couldn't afford yourself, a little bit out of your price range. And it could be something like, I don't know, a PlayStation 2 console, whatever, 3 or something like this. And I said, well, what about another one of those punching bobs, a new one? Because the old one I had broke. And it's like $600, the cheapest ones I could get, somewhere around there. And she said, yeah, if you agree to a full year without drinking, a full year, I can buy you one of those. And I took the deal, and it was not like you had to do it, so it was like a good deal. Now, it's not like, okay, you have to not drink for a year, then you get it. No, it's like you make the commitment and you get it right away, and then you have to stay not drinking for a year. So I took that deal, and that's a covenant breakers, about talks about Romans. So if you make a deal, like especially like an important thing, and you shouldn't break it. So that's the point. I took the deal and I quit drinking. It's been close to 4 months now. I think you can search my channel, sober, 4 years sober, or something like this. You might find a video. As I point, close to 4 months now without drinking. I tend to keep it that way. Full year. And it's like I don't really miss drinking. And I have discipline, which is good. See? Discipline is good. The muscle discipline. Like I quit a high sugar diet and I've gone back recently to do more like cheat meals, more frequently. But once I decided to quit sugar, I quit a cold turkey for like 30 plus days, like a month with 0 grams of sugar a day. And I've done this. It's gone from eating several times a day to doing OMAD fasting, eating 1 time a day, and fasting 23 hours or so a day. And I've been doing OMAD fasting for around 5 years now, like 9 out of 100 days, like 90% of the time. And it's like, this is discipline. Going from like quit watching prawn websites, like live streams where they have like a fish tank and they have prawns swimming under there. And like, okay, I saw people like to watch the streams, they ticker themselves at the same time. So I stopped that. Okay, 100%, more than 3 months, not doing it once, looking at prawn live streams. Okay, there was some prawn in this live stream, but it's the other type, okay. There's a point. So this discipline, I applied it to the other areas where it's like I can trust myself. Like if I make a commitment to quit something, I've quit other things before I stuck to it. So, and I feel like it was worth it. I feel like it was worth it. And then also there's some benefits to quitting alcohol. Alcohol is one of the things that lower your testosterone too. So drinking heavy and frequently is one of many things that can lower your testosterone.
it ages you faster, like as a heavy drinker, and it is tax on the liver and things like this. So it's not just for the damage. Like there's other good things. Like if you look at purely in the natural. Now the Bible says, "Be not drunk with wine, but be filled with the Spirit." Okay, and this Bible verses where God is kind of mocking drunken people. Like it's not really commending them for sure. Okay, it's more like the script, like here are the effects of alcohol. Like feel like a guy is up in the crow's nest on a. They used to have in old times like a I think crow's nest where you're on top and like looking for birds or something, or iceberg, I don't know. But it's like you feel like everything is spinning even though you're not on a boat, okay? So it's something to that effect, okay? And it's like who has wounds without cause, I think the Bible verse says. So they have smitten me, okay? Who hath red eyes, and things like this. Well, also you have allergies now. Now here's the point. So there's like things about somebody drinking too much and it's order to make any amount is too much. Some people would. But like heavy use especially has certain effects. Like for example, you're more likely to have an accident if you're drunk. If that's lifting weights, okay, you're more likely to drop the thing on your foot and break it if you're drunk exercising, operating heavy machinery. Uh, you're more likely to have a slip and fall if you're drunk. Just statistically, the average person baseline, you're more likely to be the victim of violence or be the perpetrator of violence if you're drunk. You're more likely to break the law. You're more likely to get violent, and you're more likely to be like according to statistics in a lot of violent crimes, both the perpetrator and victim are under the effect of alcohol. So how do you break that down? Well, it's more likely somebody is drunk to get really mouthy with somebody and like mouth off or somebody, get cocky and end up getting into a fight, like speak fighting. When somebody's drinking, they might be more like tell a bouncer it's like twice the size, like hey you ugly or something like this. Like hey you need to leave. It's like oh well F you or something like this, and like they pick the wrong person and gets punched in the mouth. So more likely like to get into a fight if you're drunk and get your ass kicked, okay? Have somebody start doing violence to you if you're drunk, and more likely to do violence to other people. Um, there's a lot of benefits and multiple motivating factors like that help me to stay quit if I need it. Like if I would have like temptation where I'm struggling with feelings of you know what maybe I'll go back and like buy some alcohol anyway or something like this. There's many things that kind of help but to not be interested in it. Like the Bible verse, it's a covenant, which means it's a serious thing if you like make a deal with something like a covenant. Like I will not drink for a full year and thou shalt give me this or something like this. And you really commit to it. It's like that's a big deal to break that. If somebody's like, okay, it'd be almost like cheating somebody out of like your boss out of work or something like this. Because they're like, here's the deal, you don't do this for an amount of time, you get this. Like the wages. See, you get like these wages, this good thing for abstaining from something. Okay. So anyway, here's the point. Um, yeah, it's like I don't really miss alcohol. Not really. It's like what did alcohol do for me? Well, it's like and here's the thing too. I didn't have too much of a problem with either. Okay, which is kind of why I didn't quit on my own volition. I didn't have enough of a problem with it to be like 100% forever. Okay, so that's the point. Um, it's like I don't need alcohol to lose my temper either. Like a lot of times I would feel like I was a happy drunk more or less. Now here's the point. It's like okay, I don't need alcohol to have courage and fearlessness. Okay, I don't need alcohol to have a good time. I don't need alcohol to kill any pain that's really intense. Okay, so it's like there's not really anything. And when I started drinking, I was having tooth infections. I had been a teetotaler without having a deal, and I used to be like an old school Christian in my mind, like it's the devil's liquid or something like this. It's like somebody offered like a light beer or something. Like, they said it's of Satan or some kind of mentality. So hey, hello Charlotte. So here's the point. I was quit. I was off alcohol for many years, like years back. And what got me back into drinking was my choice to. Now, relevant quality is relevant fact is that I had a tooth infection, like an infected molar. It was like all black. It smelled like a dead rat in my mouth, something like this. So I was for a while like avoiding going to the dentist because I suspected the poor guy to get to the dentist and get her to hurt me. So I was like pray and like hope for a miracle that the tooth would get right on its own, and like drink alcohol using. So I was drinking vodka. It's not a recommendation for other people, okay? So I can't get a medical information. I was saying I started drinking when I had pain, okay? That's not saying you should, okay? So that's the point. I bought vodka and stuff back then. I used it not only as a mouthwash, but like mouthwash and then swallow it, and it will help with the pain for a while. Eventually, I got that point where it's like I'm gonna have to go to the dentist. So, hello to Charlotte Nightstar Werewolf. She's a YouTuber. No Chill MMA is also a YouTuber. So if you want to, you can check these guys out. Charlotte Nightstar Werewolf and No Chill MMA. Both of them are YouTubers. No Chill MMA. Unless it's somebody pretending to be him. I've had that before. Where there's somebody that I'm cool with. And trolls, people that told me know that I'm quick to block trolls. So sometimes I have trolls come be like, oh, hey, it's me, and it's somebody else I know from YouTube. I've been a guest on stream or something for this. But No Chill MMA, if it's the real guy, he's got martial art MMA streams, okay? Where he makes videos about martial arts, okay? I'm not really promoting. It's like I just got to know him, and he was a little bit irking me before, but whatever. I might come up as a guest on stream again, so it's in my own best interest, I guess, to promote her. So that's the point. Charlotte Knights of the Werewolf, she's a YouTuber. I'm on good terms with her. And I saw if I don't remember, I think the last time he came in, I was a little bit like standoffish too. I didn't know, kind of like you were kind of writing kind comments in chat. I was kind of not half ignoring it because I wasn't sure if you were trolling me or not. Like if you were one of these people that were messing with me. So, but in hindsight, I watched your stream yesterday, and I liked the stream, and I didn't get that vibe from you. So, anyway, support. You're welcome here, Charlotte. Good to see you. I listened to your stream yesterday with a man. He would talk about art and stuff. That was interesting. It was like easy listening, that type of stuff that I listen to if I want to relax. When a lot of my streams, now I've been told I have a good voice and things. There's people said people reading the Bible or something like this. Now, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But here's the thing. My streams, there can be like sudden outbursts of screaming anger or something like this, or dropping stuff. But yeah, if I'm analyzing it, it was kind of like easy listening and interesting topics. So not a bad stream. I'm going to have to plug in my phone here because I got a notification saying 15%. And once it's at 15, it goes down pretty fast. So another standard post-homecoming operating procedure that I have is I get these alcohol pads, alcohol wipes, and I clean the screen on my phone. Many surfaces I've held because it might have gotten some allergens in there. So anyway, thanks for your visit. Thanks to Charlotte Knights of the Werewolf. She has a stream. She's a streamer herself, actually. I was watching a stream yesterday. I might do a stream later on tonight. Cooking, training, cooking. I haven't decided yet. Training, cooking, and possibly eating. If I do it in a stream or not, that's like my plan. I might do that on the stream. Start a stream later on and exercise, cook, and eat. I'm not promising that, we'll see. So I'm gonna end the stream and let the phone charge up. And see you around, people. It's 21:42 in Sweden, so that will be close to 10 p.m. And I've been live for close to 2 hours. So anyway, thank you guys. Leaving positive comments and hitting the like button on the stream. And a shout out to Charlotte Knights of the Werewolf. You can check out her channel if you want to. She's a streamer herself. She had a, what do you call it, like a podcast yesterday, or a stream. And you can search Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf and you find the channel. Yeah, så det ska brända sig, take care about it. I might go live later, as I said, exercising and cooking. We'll see.